Hello, race fans, and welcome to the first race of the 2021 Next Gen Racing Series season. Today's race will be held at the historic Brickyard with Cruz Ramirez starting on the pole, Jackson Storm alongside her. It looks to be an exciting race today. Let's get the command to start engines. Drivers, start your engines! Looks like the car's getting ready to roll out, and as they do, we will present you with the starting lineup for today's race. As mentioned before, Cruz Ramirez and rival Jackson Storm start in row 1. Gogo Logano and Danny Suarez in row 2. Fast Fong has been, very fast this weekend. He starts from 5th. George Newwin, surprising. He was extremely slow in practice, but he ends up qualifying 11th, and he will start there today. Looking back through the field, we have some new rookies, Chase Briscone, Will Rush, and others joining the field for today's race. Back 31st through 40th, you see some big names. Dan Garcia, Eric Breaker, Ed Trunken did very well in practice, but qualifying was a dud. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. Going down into turn 1. Storm pushes Ramirez into the grass, and around they go, and they're going to flip back into the pack, and a huge crash almost immediately. I do not know what Jackson Storm was thinking there, but oh my goodness. What a violent crash, and it looks like Ramirez is going to be attended to in the medical center. We will let you know when we have an update on that situation. What a disaster at the start. You see everyone involved, Tim Treadless and Danny Suarez along with Gogo Logano, complete victims in that they had nowhere to go. Here's the replay coming to the green flag. Storm just turns dead left into Ramirez, pushes the 51 into the grass, and then Ramirez begins to spin back up into the track, and Gogo Logano had nowhere to go. Ramirez flips, Suarez gets hammered by Tim Treadless. Harvey Rodcap also involved. Looked like Fast Fong and Chase DeLuke collided as well. Here we go. Green flag back in the air after that violent crash on the start. Oh, Steve LePage does not get going. And a near collision. And into the wall goes Will Rush off the bumper of J.D. McPillar. Conrad Camber out to the lead. George Newwin somehow has found himself in second place. Camber running away. Newwin appears to be very slow. And Will Rush, has a tire failure. Not able to get down to pit road. That opening crash into the wall looks like it cut down the right front. Conrad Camber opening up a sizable lead. George Newwin, he pulls a block on Spiky Phillips, and another one on Chris Roman. As Camber passes Will Rush, the slow car on the bottom, he does a very good job getting out of the way as we enter lap 6. Quick flyby of the field, and we got some 3-wide racing back in the pack. Conrad Camber out of turn number 2. Continues to open up a pretty big lead over the field. George Newwin, he chops off Phillips, and Phillips gets loose, almost spins out. He's going to drop quite significantly back through the field after all of that. He's going to find his way in behind Michael Roeder. George Newwin, oh my goodness. He looks like Ryan Newman out there. Holy moly. Pulls another block on Hollis. Hollis bumps the 52, and around goes Hollis. Wow, what a save. How did he save that? Yeah, he's going to lose a lot of positions and not be happy, but holy moly, he should be impressed with himself. Camber through 3 and 4. Coming to lap number 9. Continues to open up a huge lead with Newwin holding up the pack. And, Newwin puts JP Drive into the wall hard. The 84 looks like no! How did Newwin save it? Gets the bumper to Michael Roeder. Oh my goodness, and so much going on. Roeder into the wall. Roeder into the wall hard. No caution. Everyone gets it straightened back out. But Roeder has blown a tire. The contact with the wall appears to have cut down the right front tire, and Michael Roeder is going to be out of this race. He brings out the second caution of the day. Man, what a disaster that was on the backstretch. We need to see a replay of that immediately. So going into turn number 1, Chris Roman puts the bumper to George Newwin. Newwin slides, somehow saves it. Roman loses a lot of momentum. Roeder tries to get to the back bumper of Newwin to punt him out of the way, but ends up coming up in front of Roman, and he goes into the wall. Cars scatter behind him, and eventually, when we get to turn 3, Rotor blows a tire, and he will be out of this race. The free pass goes to Rich Mixon under this caution flag. Unfortunate for Will Rush. He'll have to wait until we get another one. All right, here we go. 3 to go. Green flag. The field bunch back up. Can anyone keep up with Camber? Oh, Newman pulls a storm. He's going to turn left, and around goes Camber. Sideways. Oh, and everyone tries to avoid, and upside down goes Karsten Dillon. Everyone tried to avoid. JP Drive got turned up in front of Herb Kerbler and Barry DePedal, and it became a complete disaster. So 2 times today we've had that happen. See, Newman just turns dead left. Camber does a good job getting off of him, but he hits the grass, slides through the infield. He tries to save it, but everyone's scattering behind him. JP Drive just comes up in front of DePedal, and it looked like Racelot and Dillon got together, and that's what caused him to flip. The free pass goes to Will Rush, so that caution I said, well, it ended up coming after all. Here we go for the restart. Green-white checkered finish is underway. George Newman getting out to a lead. He got a pretty good restart. Roman trying to hold it on the outside. And, oh, he put him in the wall. LePage tries to wreck Newman. LePage into the wall. And Conrad Camber all the way to the bottom. Almost overdrove the corner. He is trying to catch Newman. White flag is in the air one more time around. Camber catching up to Newman. He's going to put the bumper to him. Newman blocks. And Camber on the outside. He's going to turn him. And upside down and in the catch fence goes George Newman. And off the final corner, Conrad Camber is going to win today at the Brickyard. What a wild race that was. Holy moly. What a finish. Conrad Camber, he stayed out, didn't pit after almost wrecking, and he ends up winning the race. Here's a replay of what happened on the last lap. Camber gets right to the bumper of Newman. Newman smartly goes down to block, but I think Conrad just kind of got fed up of Newman's antics today and ended up turning him into the outside wall. And he caught air, went up into the catch fence, and flips back onto the ground. Conrad Camber doing his victory celebration. What a drive today. He completely dominated the race, and he definitely deserves to win. Let's take a look at the finishing results. Obviously, Conrad Camber finishes first. He won the race somehow, a miraculous comeback after dominating this thing. Dan Garcia somehow slipped into second. He started 31st today, so I have no idea how he got through the field. I guess that was just the nature of this race. Spiky Phillips ran up front nearly the entire race. He just was never able to get by George Newman, obviously. A lot of drivers can say that same thing. How about Nick Shift coming back from the row behind Dan Garcia? He started in 33rd and ended up coming up to finish 4th. Chris Roman, again, ran up front most of this race, but he was completely unable to get by the moving chicane that was George Newman today. Same thing with H.J. Hollis. He recovers from that near wreck early when Newman cut him off. That amazing save. Instead of wrecking out, he ends up finishing 6th somehow. Ed Trunken was pretty quiet today. He ends up finishing in the 7th position. Quite a good drive for the 33 car. Steve LePage basically kicked off the chaos to this race when, from the outside of the front row, he was unable to get going on the restart at lap 4 and ended up costing a couple guys the race just right there. Eric Breaker came from near the back of the pack and ended up finishing 9th today. 10th place is the 37 car of Chase Bentrod. He was involved in that lap 1 accident and the one on the final restart today. Both involved him getting into Fast Fong, and they both spun both times, and somehow they both end up with top 11 finishes. Again, that's just the chaotic nature of this race, I guess. Austin Windrick, in his first career start, ends up finishing 12th. Quite a good run for the rookie. Noah Gocek ends up finishing 13th today. A very quiet day. He wasn't near the front for much of it. Jonas Carvers comes from the middle of the pack to end up finishing in the 14th spot today. Aaron Clocker ends up finishing 15th. Not much to say about most of these guys. They were near the back or the middle of the pack for most of the race. Same thing can be said for J.D. McPillar. From what my notes have it, he was actually in 5th on the final restart. Somehow, after that incident with Will Rush at the start, he ended up managing to get a top 20 out of it. Richie Gunzit finishes 17th. Ryan Laney finishes 18th. Again, not a whole lot to say here. 19th is Paul Conrev. He had an up and down day. He was running in the top 10 for a brief portion after starting near the back, but ended up dropping back to 19th in the final running order. Chase Briscone, in his first career start, ends up finishing in the 20th position today. A nice run for the rookie, along with Windrick. Harvey Rodcap was involved in that lap 1 crash. Unlike Fast Fong and Chase Bentrod, he was not able to recover through the field as fully as they were and ends up finishing 21st. Flipped over, ends up finishing 22nd, a rather quiet day for the 00. Herb Kerbler was involved in several accidents today. He ran near the front for the most part, despite that, but unfortunately ends up finishing 23rd due to that big wreck on the last restart. Sheldon Shifter ran near the back most of the day, ends up finishing 24th. I honestly feel like he'll take that. Will Rush ran a lap down most of the day. He was unlucky and wasn't able to get back on the lead lap at the second caution period for Michael Roeder, but got back on the lead lap at the final caution and ends up finishing 25th. Cam Spinner finishes 26th. He was at the back most of the day, same as Bubba Wheelhouse. He almost got lapped by Conrad Camber late in the race. He was saved by the caution for Michael Roeder. Rich Mixon was incredibly slow today. He ran at the direct back of the field the entire time and ends up finishing 28th, the last car on the lead lap. George Nguyen, I don't even know where to start here. His antics today were completely unacceptable, and I feel that Piston Cup officials should take some action here. And even if they don't, I really don't feel like that 52 car is going to be finishing many races for the rest of the season. The 84 JP Drive was caught up in that final accident, as was Barry DePedal. They both wrecked into each other trying to avoid a spinning Conrad Camber, and the 24 of William Byrev was also collected in that wreck, as were the 3 car of Karsten Dillon and the 9 of Chase Racelot. From what I can tell, Racelot rear-ended Karsten Dillon, caused him to fly up into the outside wall, and that was what resulted in the 3 car flipping. We did have a lot of cars flipping over today, so that was certainly something. Michael Roeder, the 39, was running near the front late in the race, but got taken out by the shenanigans of George Nguyen. Blew a tire, went into the wall, and crashed out of the race. And from Gogo Logano on back, we have a bunch of drivers that were involved in the lap 1 crash caused by this man, Jackson Storm. I really hope that Piston Cup officials take some sort of action against Storm as well. What he did to Cruz Ramirez was completely uncalled for. We still have no updates on Ramirez. All we know is that she has been airlifted to a local hospital. So she is certainly in our prayers. And it is unfortunate that that had to happen. And the last 2 cars here are Danny Swervez and Tim Treadless, both complete innocent victims of the lap 1 crash and didn't really even get to show their speed today. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It took me a long time to do, as you know, but thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.